can actually... Mental in a minute. Get in! Come on! Come on!
I'm back!
Come on! Go win!
I'm back!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to say, Sunderland win away. Hey! Come on! Amad Diallo, you are pure unadulterated filth. Did I forget to mention that? What a win. At half time I didn't see that coming because I felt if I was to assess both halves, I think the first half an hour I think Sunderland comfortably dominated. Not necessarily in terms of chances, but dominated the overall play. I think Wigan barely had a sniff. And then Wigan ended the half stronger. I think we needed half time to get there actually. Obviously it's disappointing not to keep a clean sheet again, but I don't care. We've won 4-1 now. Half time, I think a draw probably was fair. I think Wigan did give it a bit of a go at the end of the first half, and I think we were struggling to match their intensity a little bit. Second half came on, and I think the first 15 minutes, the light going off there, first 15 minutes I think kind of followed suit with the way the first half ended, where we were struggling to really get into our ascendancy. And then I thought the game changed once we brought the subs on. And it's funny how earlier in the season a lot of people going on about our lack of depth compared to Wigan, for example. And by the way, I still think Wigan will stay up. I think there's going to be 3 worse teams than Wigan once Colo Torre's ideas get across to his players. But once the likes of Pritchard, well not Pritchard to go up, but Roberts and Stewart in particular came on, for me that changed the game. So I say, the substitutions won us that game. I think the penalty, I need to look at it back from initial seeing it. Without any benefit of replays, it looked a bit soft, but I need to look at that back, and I might have a different opinion. The third goal we got lucky with, I'll admit that. But again, the amount of luck we haven't had this season, even though we are nearer the top of the league, I think it's about time we get a bit of luck. And then obviously the fourth one. How many sexy goals do we score this season? Far too many to count at this point. But yeah, great strike from Diallo from outside the box. That's why, again, Diallo, I think, is no chance he's going to be here next season unless we somehow got promoted. But you know what, I'm content with that because Man United will want to get him into the Premier League next year, and rightly so. A couple of negatives I would point out. I think Clark did struggle tonight, and I'm a big fan of Jack Clark, by the way. I think a lot of people give him a bit of unfair stick, but I think tonight he tried to do his fancy skills and take 3 players on in his own third, and we were probably quite lucky a couple of times that Wigan didn't punish us. So I think, you know, but I know that he is young, to be fair, but I think he just needs to learn when to try and take players on and when to not do it and when to just keep it simple. I thought Dan Ballard was very good. I thought Bailey Wright commanded the back line well. Luke O'Nine's dependable as ever. Dan Neil and Michu, I think the midfield did well. Barr did really well, and the last time he started against Cardiff, didn't exactly go to plan, did it? Dan Neil and Michu, I think, did quite well when they were playing. Roberts, Hume was solid enough. I think Clark's the only one who I thought really struggled, but again, you know, he set good standards this season. I still rate him. I think he's a very good player, and it can only get better, especially with his age. But in general, I think Simms did all right, took his header well, but obviously the subs changed it when they came on. Roberts, I thought, tore his full-back a new one all the time. Stewart obviously made a big difference. We know. I've said my thoughts on Stewart. If he goes in January, at least go to a Premier League team or a Rangers. Do not sell him to another Championship team, because to me that would scream lack of ambition. And again, my opinion on the regime's still the same, by the way. I don't think it's fair to just mention them when everything's negative. I think it's fair to give them praise. And players like Diallo is exactly why. Yeah, you know what? Very good win. It's now, I think the gap between us and Wigan is 13 points. I might be wrong on that. And our gap between us and third bottom is 12 points. Obviously, we're 4th at the moment, but that's before some fixtures play tomorrow. So there's a good chance we'll drop back out of the playoffs. But you know what? Get through Sunday, and then we've got a couple of weeks with Shrewsbury in the Cup to give players a rest. Anyway, very good win. Substitutions won us the game. I will love you and leave you there, guys. As you know, I'm trying to get 5k subs. 4,200 in the near future would be nice. So hopefully I've done enough to earn a subscription from you. Safe trip back to every one of you lovely lot who was at Wigan. And thanks again for the support and everyone who came up to me tonight. Means a lot. Away the lads, come on!